morning, everyone. It is 8:30 on Thursday, June 16th, and it's time for our morning briefing. Snapshot of the region this morning. We have updated numbers for the unaccompanied children as of Monday. Yesterday, we did receive a denial of the Louisiana appeal. Also yesterday, we have a new National Terrorism Advisory System alert that goes through November the 15th. If you'd like to read that, you can use the link in the PowerPoint or go to www.dhs.gov. Also updated numbers from our ongoing damage assessments, and no fire management grant requests have been received overnight. Now, as we switch over to the Geo platform this morning, lots of colors on the map. Matthew's going to talk about that here in just a moment. Before we go down through the list of stuff here this morning, we'd like to zoom in a bit to New Mexico. We do have the Doghead Fire. That is approximately 2,000 acres. This is Torrance County, this is Bernalillo County, and the southern edge of Kirtland Air Force Base. Some voluntary evacuations are going on in this area here. The little town of Chalele right here has a population of about 137. The New Mexico governor is expected to sign a declaration for Bernalillo and for Torrance County later this morning. And as soon as we hear from the folks out in New Mexico, we will send out a spot report on that. Now going back to the big map. So far, according to Brian from New Mexico, 13 structures destroyed so far. So we'll keep monitoring that. And thank you, Brian, and the rest of the folks from out there in New Mexico for keeping us up to date. Going around the region this morning, no changes at the national level or the region level, all are at level 4 steady state. Looking at our state EOCs this morning, and Brian, if you will remind me, New Mexico is at level 3, correct? And Louisiana is at crisis action team. All the other folks are at level 4 steady state. Looking at shelters this morning, and Brian from New Mexico, thank you, appreciate that. New Mexico is now at level 2, up from yesterday. Looking at shelters this morning, New Mexico does have 2 shelters open. You see those on the map there with no occupants as of midnight. Texas is down to 8 shelters this morning with 311 occupants. Looking at power outages this morning, Arkansas 1,500 down from 2,000 in the last 24 hours. Louisiana 600 down from 3,600. New Mexico 15 down from 5,100. Oklahoma 3,500 or 35 down from 3,800, and Texas 900 down from 12,000. And sorry for going so long, but now we'll turn it over to Matthew to tell us all about the colors on the map.
All right, good morning, Fema Region 6, and thank you, Paul. One thing I'd like to point out about the pink area surrounding that Doghead Fire in Albuquerque, that is a red flag warning for the fire weather conditions there. And we do have an incident meteorologist that's deployed to the fire to help with on-site meteorological needs in that area. Elsewhere across the region, the orange areas is for heat indices ranging from about 105 to 110, so that's much of Oklahoma, Arkansas, western Louisiana, and eastern Texas. The pink shaded areas around Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Little Rock are for excessive heat warnings, where the heat indices could get above 110 to the 115 range. Going into the next slide, we can see the 5-day forecasted rainfall for Texas, and much of that is less than a quarter of an inch of rain, so not much to write home about. And much of that will fall within either today or through the next 2 to 3 days. And this will not have any effect on raising any of the river levels. Looking at the threats for the region, there is a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms over the Texas Panhandle and northeast Arkansas for today, and there's also one for the state of Arkansas for tomorrow. We could see some isolated severe weather and large hail damaging winds being the primary threat. And then once again on the next slide, showing today's precip and the 5-day precip, not much affecting the region, just a little bit of the precip accumulating, or a little bit stronger precip along the southern Louisiana, southeast Texas coast. Looking at the next slide, we have in the tropics, the Hurricane Center downgraded that chance for development in the southwest portion of the Gulf of Mexico to about a 10% chance. Conditions are not favorable for tropical storm activity to develop there. And in the drought monitor, they've released the data today, but it's valid as of Tuesday. You can see not a whole lot has changed, but on the right side of the graphic, you can see the southwest, south central New Mexico areas did improve with the drought, but that'll be short-lived with the expected high pressure and heat building into the region later on this week. And that's all I had. If anybody has any questions or comments, I'll entertain them now.
Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that. If you have questions for the Weather Service, you know what to do. In the meantime, we take a look at the events going on around the region today. And looking at our facts and trivia this morning, today is National Fudge Day. Our trivia question for today, as a general rule, for a blank is a maximum, when the maximum heat index is expected to be over 100, right, for 2 days, and the nighttime temperatures, what's that called? And the answer is a heat advisory. So, stay hydrated during those times, and as Matthew pointed out, Oklahoma City and Arkansas both have those posted for today. Questions this morning? All right, everyone. Have a great Thursday. We talk to you tomorrow.